晚安，伟尊，晚安。理事长，晚安。理事长，晚安。
晚安，各位晚安。那个，
大家晚安。
陈院长，晚安。哦，张老师，张老师晚安。
晚安，晚安，大家晚安。
徐院长、主持人，大家晚安。
晚安。
大家晚安。
各位长官晚安。
翁老师晚安，晚安。
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to THQA SQA Joint International Webinar today. So today our topic is focused on Lin Hospital. Next page. 下一页。I'm a International Cooperation Committee Chairperson 魏中华。Next. 下一张。Today, the webinar is organized by Taiwan Healthcare Quality Association. Next. And also Asian Society for Quality in Healthcare, SQA. Next. And also other society. Next. If you have any question, please leave a message at the Slido. Next. First, we will welcome our President of Taiwan Healthcare Quality Association, Professor Wen-Hsin Chang deliver opening remark. Please, Professor Chang.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Medical Quality Library International Master Webinars, Series number 49, Lin Hospital. I'm Dr. Wen-Hsin Chang, President of the Taiwan Healthcare Quality Association and the Superintendent of Fuyin University Hospital. Open thought. He who has a why to live can bury almost anyhow. Friendly reason. 知道自己为何而活的人，几乎可以承受任何一种生活。尼采的所讲的 ，This is a quote from the 尼采。In the era of AI, our why remains to deliver better, safer, more human-centered healthcare. The urgency of the transformations. The global healthcare system faces rising demands, aging population, and workforce shortages. AI offers opportunities, but only if we integrate it with the Lean principles. So, Lean plus AI equal smart, efficient, value-driven chaos. In a time when the healthcare system around the world are under pressures, Lean thinking of a way to redesign our healthcare systems by eliminating waste, empowering team continue improve the processes to create a more value for our patients. So, what is Lean healthcare? We all know a system to eliminate the waste and maximize the value from the patient's perspective. Principles, value stream flow the pool perfections. The Lean goal is a better outcome with few resources by design, not by chance. Why AM matters in the Lean hospitals? AI amplifies our ability to measure, predict, and optimize healthcare processes. From predict analytics to smarter scaling and risk detections, it empowers teams to focus on what matters most: patient-centered care. So tonight, we are fortunate to be joined by the outstanding speaker and the panelists who has long championed Lean healthcare from our Taiwan hospital leadership to the international coaches and educations. Their insights will help us not only understanding the Lean principles, but apply them in the real-world hospital settings, building smarter, leaner, and more human-centered healthcare systems. Thank you. You are listening.
Thank you, President Chang. Thanks for your very informative the opening remark. So we will start for the first speech. First, I will introduce the moderator, Professor Junyi Li. He is the Director of the Medical Quality Department in Margaret Memorial Hospital. Professor Li, please.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Lee from Margaret Memorial Hospital. It's my great pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Honorary Chairman Dr. Wen-Hsin Chang. Mr. Chang is a leading figure in healthcare management in Taiwan. He currently serves as the chairman of the Taiwan Lean Healthcare Management Association and the chief executive officer of the Resource Development and Management Center and Menlo Christian Hospital Foundation. And he holds a master's degree in hospital administration from Yale University and bachelor degree in industrial engineering and management from National Taiwan Institute of Technology. Over the years, Mr. Chang has accumulated extensive experience in healthcare leadership. He has served as Deputy Superintendent of both McKay Memorial Hospital and Zhonghua Christian Hospital, and also held the position of Special Assistant to the Superintendent at Jiayi Christian Hospital. In addition, he has contributed to academic development as a part-time lecturer in healthcare management at Chang'an University. Today, he will be sharing his insights on the topic, Lean focus on people, purpose, and process. With his deep understanding of Lean principles and his hands-on experience in driving hospital transformation, Mr. Chang will guide us through how Lean thinking can reshape healthcare by centering on people we serve and clarifying organizational purpose and refining every process of continuous improvement. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Honorary Chairman Dr. Wen-Hsin Chang.
Okay. Good day, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to share our Lean journey with you all. This is my topic today. Lean, focus on people, purpose, and process. This is my outline. I have 4 sections to share with you. Some people ride bicycle to tour around Taiwan. I have had opportunity to work in different hospitals around Taiwan in the past 30 years. I have also been a surveyor for hospital accreditation for more than 20 years. During my term in different hospitals, I have seen how each hospital faces internal and external challenges. And I have also been exposed to different managerial tools and philosophy. In 2005, they have a lot of book in Taiwan, and a lot of Lean process has been used, and it was around 2005, several Lean books was translated into Chinese and spread around the hospital and the university. The James Womack visited NTU in 2007. I was the vice superintendent of McKay Memorial Hospital in 2012, and I know Lean would be a great framework or vehicle for this 150 years old organization. Dr. McKay has a motto, quote, burn out rather than rust out. So I have learned that to keep a fire burning well in an organization, the wood needs to be staked up well, and you need to have some good fire keepers. Following the slide, in order to make the Lean penetrate in an organization, it can't be just lecture or reading. So we have a lot of participant teaching method. One of the major objective was to engage with physician and the nurse. The feedback has been very positive and productive. We formed teams to discuss the challenge and learning doing hands-on. The Lean Healthcare Management Association was formed in 2016. I had the honor to be elected as the first president. Since then, we've been running workshops around Taiwan with the focus of engaging physicians and a key leader in different organizations. We know physicians like to participate hands-on, not all-day lecture. They are too busy and will be bored soon. We use a simulation scenario to let them see the experience, how patient flow can be improved with change in process. I have the opportunity to visit a Singapore, some hospital. In Zhangyi Hospital, they have a lot of method to driving improvement in CGH. They also have the Office of Improvement Science, they call OIS. They also focus on educate, also enable the people to engage all the improvement work. And they cultivate a very clear value, let them staff and the partnership can be enjoyed to build up the right value for the patient. And also, they strengthen each individual can excellence in improvement workshop or work project. They also try to training some quality improvement ambassador to help the other department. So they already have 84 quality improvement ambassador across their division. And also they build up some QI clinic to help the staff if they have any improvement problem. Now I am in the Mennonite Christian Hospital. Our Lean journey began 3 years ago. So we initiate and planning the problem we need to improve. And also we execution and control how to let this adjustment and the improvement work can face the problem we have. So begin each improvement work, we need to write a project charter to identify what kind of problem you're willing to solve and whether he match the hospital strategy. So we have a different level of training course, and also we have a pre-meeting to discuss whether your definition of your problem is correct or not. And we have 5 level of workshop, L1, L2, L3. And also we training a lot of people and to use the Lean skill and method to solve their problem. And the other important things, we have resources provision to help the people can be encouraged. One is from the financial support. One is to integrate their core competence. And the third, we teach them to use the some data processing, just like the business intelligence, BI skill and BI tool. So we also have the L4 training, how to let their work can be visualized. So the visual management is also another course to help their Lean progress can be have more data support. So we have a series of training. So we also have a midterm presentation. In this midterm presentation, we like all the same period of training people can share their problem. Also, we invited their vice superintendent or the superintendent to sit together to see what kind of problem the team have been faced and what kind of resources all the leader can help. and the other team also can understand how they use team's force to solve their difficulty. So also 3 months later, we also have a final presentation. After final presentation, we will give them comment, encouragement, and also have some reward for each team that have been done. And also we have a lot of training record. We use the BI, business intelligence. So at the recent age, we have more than 162 people have step-by-step training, and we have their name and their department. So when we find some new problem, we need to form different team to solve the problem. We will have this kind of very clear list and data set to find the people to join another team to solve another problem. So when from these years, we understand each project, their situation. We have 11 very well, and 8 is in the average level, but 1 is not as good as we expect, but we will continue our help to let this project can be moved on. So we also categorize all these projects, have different 4 categories. 1 is for efficiency, or 1 is for the time saving, or 1 is for the improve the quality, and 1 maybe reduce the cost. So we continue our training, and also we have very clear record about the people, what we train, and the purpose, what we made, and what the process has been improved. So we also have some academic publication and the media exposed to honor the people who do the great work. And also we annually will have invite some lean management master come to our hospital to have different countries experience sharing, especially to let the leader to learn some different kind of leadership to improve more successfully. And the leadership also is very important. So we also have some leadership training. And this is the physician and the management director involved. And finally, I would like to share these 2 charts. When 4 years ago, I took the position, I defined the power of transformation relies on these 5 forces within an organization. First of all, is the core competence for medical performance level, physician skill level. Secondary, belief, refer to your agreement and alignment in organizational vision, mission, and value. Third, your ability to analyze data, which we utilize business intelligence in our hospital. Recently, we also used the AI tool to help we can handle the data more correctly. Fourth, on team leadership, not one-man leadership. Are we willing to help each other? Fifth, lean agile. We used to spend a lot of time gathering data. With BI now, we could respond faster, being more agile in our lean work. We can dance faster and more steadily. You can see the percentage. This is in the 2021, but at the end of 2023, you can see the percentage of the employer, each level for each force. So you can see we have advanced in this 2 years. 2025 now, we also have a lot of progress. The reason I'm sharing these 2 slides with you is this. My job in this organization is to be a leader to make this organization transform. I have the obligation and duty to help my staff for their core competence, operational skill, understand and commit themselves to our mission. We run courses to help them with the analytic skill, leadership skill, and the lean training. My role as a leader is to pull them upward, the organization direction. So coaching upward, linking the organization strategy, use the balance scoring card, use the lean management, also have some performance appraisal and the reward system to help the direction go steadily to the direction. Finally, for closing, I like the Toyota very old book. They say the Lean Leader Challenge is get the work done and develop people at the same time. And the book from the Leading Lean Health Journey, the author, Joe Wellman, have a word, say leadership in the healthcare industry today cannot be effective and it can't help patients if it's not focused on building high power improvement engine. So I think facing this change dramatically situation now, if we can put some effort to focus on building our people, become a high power improvement team, that we can go to the direction of each different kind of organization. So Lean is a very wonderful tool and a wonderful philosophy, and it can change the mindset, also have some skill. So this is my sharing today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorary Chairman Dr. Wen-Hsin Chang, for that inspiring and insightful presentation on the Lean, focus on people, purpose, and process. You showed us a lot of educational progress and Lean transformation, and your perspective on putting people at the heart of process improvement truly resonates with the mission of this quality healthcare. Thank you very much. And now, as we transition to the next part of our program, it is my pleasure to introduce our next session moderator, Professor Sang-Gang Lee. Professor Lee currently serves as a senior board advisor at Hong General Hospital and as a standing supervisor of the Taiwan Healthcare Quality Association. He brings with him decades of leadership and clinical experience in the field of medical imaging and healthcare quality. And Professor Lee is a graduate of National Defense Medical Center and completed his clinical research fellowship in ultrasound diagnosis at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia. And he is also ECFNG certified in United States. Over the years, Professor Lee has held many influential positions, including president in the Radiological Society of the Republic of China, and chairman of Taiwan Society of Medical Ultrasound and president of Association of Public Hospitals in Taiwan. He has also made significant academic contributions as adjunct professor in both National Defense Medical Center and Zhongshan Medical University, as well as the graduate program of healthcare management at Donghai University. With his wealth of experience in both clinical practice and healthcare system development, we are honored to have Professor Lee guide us through the next part of our program. Please join me in welcoming Professor Sang-Gang Lee.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lee. It's a great honor for me to introduce the international keynote speaker, the next speaker. And next speaker is Peter Lin. He is a Lean international coach. He graduated from the Department of Science in Electrical Education and also Science in Electrical Engineering in University of Washington, USA, and also got his MBA from University of British Columbia in Canada. And he used to be a lean consultant in Provincial Health Service Authority in British Columbia, Canada, and also business analyst in VHA British Columbia, Canada, and also improvement specialist in University of Washington Medical Center, Seattle, Washington, USA. And he got a lot of experience in the work of lean healthcare. And he used to be a executive director and also secretary general of Taiwan Lean Healthcare Management Association. And he is an adjunct lecturer of National Yang-Ming Jiao Tong University in Taiwan. And the topic he is going to give us is the unlocking value for healthcare, connecting the dots, bridging the gaps. Now let's welcome Peter Lin, please.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to share with you. Today, I'm going to share on this topic, unlocking value for healthcare, connecting the dots, bridging the gaps. My name is Peter. I studied Lean in Seattle, Washington, USA, and that's where I got my engineering degrees. And later on in Canada, I studied my MBA, focused on the healthcare management. I have been practicing Lean in healthcare for about 20 years. I also teach in universities. It is my passion to coach leaders applying Lean to transform and redefine our healthcare system. I don't know how much you know about Lean, and maybe you have tried to Google what is Lean. Let's start with the definition I've been working with for the past 13 or so years. Lean is a mindset of continuous improvement. It is a system that empowers people at all levels to remove waste and maximize what is of value to the patient. Notice those keywords I mark in bold. It is a mindset. It is also a system. If you only see some tool sets, charts, your understanding will be very limited and not reaping the full benefit of applying Lean in healthcare. You might have also heard of a Japanese term Kaizen, which is close to the word improvement. With this term, it has two parts. The first part is to change, and second part is to the better place. So why do I share this? In healthcare, we might be doing a lot of changes, but I will ask, are we changing toward the better direction? This speaks of the importance of having a true north or guiding direction, and even a measurement telling us if we are on the right track. A brief mention of the history of Lean. It is short. It is the development, intense scholar research for over 30 years, with knowledge and practice traced back to early 20th centuries. And a lot of publications start getting attentions in the 90s in different industries and also in healthcare as well. Dr. Berwick, the founder and CEO of IHI, made comments like this. You can read it on the screen yourself. So if you kind of read it over it, and I think you will agree with me that our healthcare systems are so complex and hard to navigate, and it is very poorly run in terms of efficiency in many places. So people around the world start applying Lean in healthcare and see different results, as some of the publication has shown. And here are some data I gave about 10 years ago. And in Canada, that's where I started applying Lean in public hospitals in 2008. About the same time, Harvard Business School professor Michael Porter published a strategy for healthcare reform. It's toward a value-based system. And you might recognize this equation from different places. Notice in this equation, spending money without getting better quality and service means lower value. So we gotta think carefully, are we spending money at the right places or not? When I led some leaders to the healthcare summit in the United States, we found physicians from Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, MD Anderson's were there as well. So it is very encouraging to see clinicians start engaging in quality improvement work and understanding Lean, not just a bunch of tools, but thinking how they can change the way they practice, even the organization strategies, planning. So it is a very good opportunity for people around the world to learn from each other and to share what they have been working on. And if you're interested, you can also look into UC Berkeley on their publication of how Lean has been adopted in many different places and the results thereof. As well as in Cleveland Clinic, they have applied Lean in a lot of their management practice. And today, their performance is well known. Not just in the United States, we see how people have improved over the years, and we want to speed up and spread what we learned to our peers in Asia as well. So starting in 2018, with strong support of many leaders and pioneers in Taiwan, who some of those are also joining us today online, we host annual Lean Healthcare Summit in Taipei with the goal that we will help the Asian companions to learn from each other's, and we can speed up the healthcare transformation as we face many challenges in this area. And each year we gather together, we hear keynotes from the leaders and also from teams what they have been sharing on. Even during the COVID time, we did not stop. We continue to run in a hybrid model and virtually and in presence, knowing that we cannot stop our improvement work. And as we go by year after year, and this commitment to Lean grows stronger and stronger. And I had the opportunity and privilege to get invited to share our Lean journey in Japan as well in 2 years ago. And all these years, we learn so much from each other. And the leaders see the importance of investing in the younger generations and start sending more younger ones to come to join the summit and to abroad to join the study trip with us, with the hope that they will empower them to take initiatives to improve our clinical services. And we just came back from Singapore as well. So there are a lot more we plan to share later on this year. So with that, I would like to ask you to mark your calendar for November this year. We are still finalizing the date, should be on the 7th or the 14th. It will be a Friday here in Taipei, and we would like to invite you to join us for our Lean Healthcare Summit in Asia. We have so much to learn from each other, and we have a lot to share. So hopefully to see you here in person. Make sure you mark your calendar. You will have the opportunity to hear our many real cases, how teams have applied Lean to transform the organization and ourselves. After all, Lean is about transforming. Here on the left is the title I set for this presentation. And on the right is a picture I got from ChatGPT after I gave it the topic of this presentation and give it some instructions, some ideas I want to illustrate. And after a few rounds of instruction, discussion, I was able to get this interesting picture. The idea I want to illustrate behind this picture is that we have many talented people in healthcare. In fact, I think they are way smarter than I am, and they usually score the top of the class. And there, in the past, many 20 or 30 years, we have a lot of subspecialty being developed, and each one in their area of practice, they have their quote territory or comfort zone, and they work on. As a result, we see there are many also you can call silos or gaps within our healthcare system. So from the perspective of patients, usually it is very hard to navigate through this complex system. So the need for us is to connect the dots and bridge so the talents can be utilized and to deliver the best care to the general publics, that our resources will be better utilized and not waste in all this navigation chaos. And that's where Lean can come in and play. So you can see Lean is a vehicle to help us to move from the current state to the future state. What's the future state? Well, that's for us to picture together, and I will share that it is a more sustainable state than how we are utilizing the resource today. We talk about ESG a lot in the recent years, and this really echoes to what we do in Lean is to remove waste and to be more sustainable. We also hear a lot about innovations. So I'm going to borrow this slide from my friends from Singapore to share with you their approach to innovation. So you see they start from the top. What is the top? That's the care redesign. And from that, they can reduce the waste in the system. And after that, they will bring in automation or technologies. From that, they reduce the cost. After that, they develop the workforce with new model and technology. So the work value that each person delivers is higher and higher. So you notice that sequence is starts from the top, that we need to remove waste and redesign our care. That's very important because that echoes to the Lean principles very much. We start from the first one, identify value. What's adding value to our customer, to our patient? Are we delivering the service, helping them to have a progression on their healthcare status? If not, then we really need to think harder, what are we doing? So this is just a brief mention on the 5 principles of Lean. Value, and we need to establish the value stream across our departments, making sure it's flowing by applying the POE principles in our system and using PDSA, striving for perfection. We talk about what's adding value. So in Lean, we see value from the perspective of patients. It is something they are willing to pay, and also helping them to make a progression on their health status. By identifying the work we do, whether they're adding value or not adding value, but necessary, or they are simply just waste, we can decide what we are doing with each process. If it's adding value, we want to maximize the time and resource on doing this part. If it's not value added but necessary, we want to minimize the time we are spending on this part. Lastly, but not the least, if they are not adding value, we need to strive to eliminate this, not by adding more machines or IT to automate it. It is eliminating the waste. This is a framework or model you might have heard, downtime, as identifying the 8 waste in our systems. By recognizing the work we do, are they adding value or are they waste? Using this framework, we can help to identify what process or what steps is not adding value, and we need to remove them. So using the picture I showed you earlier on, think about the time we come here to work day after day. Might be 8 hours, 10 hours, or if you are on call for more than 24 hours. For the work we do, if they are not adding value, we should strive to eliminate those non-adding value activities, so we will have more time, energy, resources to provide the activities that is adding value to our customers. I'm just putting these two pictures side by side for you to consider, hoping you will get the idea that we need to strive to remove waste in our systems so the value we are delivering is of value. I'm going to share a case from Japan. Recently, there are a lot of cry out for nursing shortages in many countries. Well, actually in Japan, 10 years ago, when they have this case, they found this very interesting trouble. At the time, they could hire nurses, so they hire more nurses into their hospitals. But somehow, over time, is still increasing, continue to grow, and it's even to the point out of control. And you see, 2008, they have 870 nurses. In 2018, they got more nurses. Yet, how come they have more overtime and the job satisfaction is low? Interesting, right? I thought we want to have more people, but seems like adding more people is not really answering the problem. Around that time, the nursing leader had the opportunity to visit Virginia Mason Hospital in Seattle. And what they saw there really opened their eyes. They see unmanned nursing stations. How come there are no people in the nursing station? But that sparked a work reform. They start thinking, before they have all these nurses at the nursing station to do a lot of paper charting, and then they got distracted by patients calling. They need to go help the patient at the bedside, run to the bedside, or running to get supplies back and forth. So they start thinking, why don't we bring the nurse station to the patient's bedside? So they start working on the nursing mobile stations that is stationed in the rooms, so that's close to the bedside, and they can attend to the patient's need more promptly. And as a result, they see improvements and in terms of care delivery, less patient fall and more on time, and decrease in overtime. So that's really helping them to do a better care delivery. So that's a very interesting case for your consideration. Even now, it's harder to hire people. So if we are hiring people and then they're not happy with their work, that's even harder to retain them, right? Moving on a different note, I had some opportunity working with some hospital design or review project. In the research, it shows that the operation cost is way higher than the initial capital cost. Many times in design stages, people rush so much and get themselves in trouble and later in operation. So I want to play a quick video showcasing a project worked on in Canada. So hoping you will get an idea on how we can apply Lean in hospital design as well.
Well, if you've been following the Be a Superhero campaign with BC Children's Hospital, you know the hospital is about to embark on a massive construction project to build a new facility. With so much time, effort, and money at stake, they want to get it right. And that's why they've undertaken a unique approach, building a sort of mock hospital, getting feedback from doctors, nurses, and families before they build to make sure everything works. Linda Aylesworth reports.
Good morning. We're going to take you through to the 7th floor of the new Children's Hospital.
You're about to embark on a tour that will require a little imagination.
And to the left is our ambulatory clinic, and on the other side will be our inpatient floor.
For the last few months, BC Children's Hospital has been touring its healthcare providers and the parents of its young patients through mazes of cardboard set up in a 150,000 square foot Burnaby warehouse.
What we're trying to do is mock up a new children's hospital, but not in a traditional sense, mocking up one room. We're mocking up entire floors.
The input of these people will shape how each floor of the new state-of-the-art Children's Hospital Tower will be laid out.
On paper, you know, you can account for all the spaces, but until you build it and then see it three-dimensionally, then you can really understand how the space feels.
While hospital staff will clearly benefit, it's really being done for the children and their families.
Instead of you having to move throughout the system as a convenience to the hospital, we're actually building our services with the child and family in the center.
Families like Susan Greggs. Her daughter Brenna spent much of her life in Children's Hospital before passing away at the age of 8.
My longest stay at the hospital was 237 days. And to be able to express that and to have providers understand what that's like, it really does make a difference and will make a difference in what this hospital looks like.
One thing that everyone seems to agree on is the need for larger patient rooms with private bathrooms and beds for the parents. Things the new hospital will offer to every family.
So being in the same room, being able to care for our child, support them emotionally, sit down and eat as a family, that is so huge.
Nursing care and medical care and anesthesia support for their procedures.
Also huge, bringing more services together. So should a child with cancer need anesthesia, they don't have to leave the oncology floor.
Be able to do it safely on the same floor without transporting people up and down is amazingly better.
So as you can see, the patient zone.
This is the first time such a system has been used to design a hospital in Canada. Even though it costs money to do, they have no doubt that the mock-up and resulting input from frontline workers and families will save money in the long run.
Well, behind the cardboard builds, actually, we spend a lot of time working with the physicians, nurses, and administrative staff.
Well, if you've been...
And these are just some pictures of what we do before the mock-up. Actually, we are talking about the remodeling of the different care services. So this clinical practice, how we can change. So with that kind of discussion, the design of the floor plan can match to what we want to practice, how we want to deliver the service to our patient. So it is applying lean principles into our care model designs and then further to the building design. So this is just some pictures showing how we did it together. So that was a lot of interesting conversation, even debates or even cries sometimes. But at the end of the day, we pulled out a very successful project together. So a few more slides I want to share with you. Dr. James Womack, the founder and CEO of Lean Enterprise Institute, made this sharing to people who asked, how can we be lean? Well, he said, there are no miracle cures for poorly designed process. Our modern leadership styles and engaged employees. So how can we do it? They're only continuous experiment conducted honestly by leaders with courage and open mind and collaborative spirit. So, this is how we grow and learn and to be the leaders in the medical practice we do. So the same thing in terms of managing our process and management system. I will encourage you to work on it by applying PDCA and applying the scientific problem solving in the practice. There are tools out there, but an important factor is we need to find and build a drive for continuous improvement within our organization, to find and build a drive for mentoring and learning to the younger generations, and to find and build a drive for disciplined execution, so it won't be just a talk. So along what I just shared with you, a crucial element in Lean is cultivating the talents. If you have read in Toyota, and you probably have read this phrase, now this is what they said. First we build people, then we build cars. So what that means is we need to build a team of talents to transform our healthcare system. The benefit is for you, for me, and our future generations. It is a long journey, and it has been my honor and privilege to coach many leaders on their transformation path. I hope my sharing today can help you to make a move to start walking on this journey. If you have any questions or feedbacks, I am happy to discuss with you over email, and my email is on the screen. Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Peter, for your excellent lecture. You already tell us what is the lean in healthcare, and it is a system to remove waste and maximize the value to patient. You also share us your experience about the healthcare, about the lean in healthcare, especially in application of this nursing power shortage, and also building a new children's hospital. Thank you again. Now I will introduce the next introducer, Dr. Wen-Hsin Chang. And Dr. Chang, he is a Vice President of National Health Research Institute of Taiwan. And he graduated from National Defense Medical Center, and also got his PhD degree from the same medical center. And he used to be a superintendent of Taipei and Taichung Veteran General Hospital, Taiwan. And he was executive committee member in International Diabetic Federation, Western Pacific region, and was president of Taiwan Public Health Hospital Association, and also standing supervisor, Diabetes Association of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Now, let us welcome Dr. Xu, please.
Yes, thank you, Professor Dr. Li. Dr. Li actually is my boss when I was in Taichung Veterans General Hospital. So it's my great honor to chair the following panel discussions. We have listened to outstanding keynote speeches. And then let me introduce our three panelists today. We have Professor and Dr. Chen Shici. He's an expert in the hospital management, currently the professor of the Department Emergency Medicine in the National Taiwan University College of Medicine. The next panelist, next slide, is Professor Chiu Yi-chun. Professor Chiu, actually, he is an expert of urologist as well as the hospital management. Currently, he is the superintendent of the Taipei City General Hospital's Yangmin branch. And then the third panelist is Dr. and Professor Ong Shaoren. Dr. Ong is currently the Dean of the College of Interdisciplinary Innovation at the Tonghai University. So welcome them to join today's panel discussions. So let's begin with asking our three panelists, do they have some kind of comment or any discussion? And I give them 3 minutes, each of them. And then afterward, if we have more time, we can ask our two keynote speakers. So let me invite Dr. Chen, Professor Chen Shici, please.
Thank you, Dr. Wen-Hsin Superintendent introduction. I agree with the above two speakers. They are talking about the team management of hospital, especially including the eliminating waste and identifying the value and also the value-added process. But I think they are also talking about continuous improvement, and it's very important. But I think something we must mention is that talking about the patient flow. I think the patient flow is very important to reduce the exam time and also the patient waiting time. You can encourage the smooth workflow, reducing the bottleneck and the delay, and enhance overall efficiency and the patient satisfaction will increase. Is now the customer driver service. So the patient's satisfaction is very important. So I agree with the two about the speaker. I think this is very important. Not only the value at the eliminating the waste and also the to make smooth the patient flow is also important. This is my point. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Chen. Actually, in addition to the value enhancing, reduce the cost, but also reduce the barrier of patient flow, and then reduce the waiting time, whether in the outpatient clinic or all the test or examination. That will greatly enhance the satisfaction from our patient. Okay, let's move to Professor Chu. Professor Chu, you have any other comment?
It's been my pleasure for the invitation to tonight. It's a night full of knowledge. And I think in my daily life in the hospital, maybe it's split to the three parts, just like the professional part and process part, and maybe the third is the patient and members satisfaction. And since that Lean is a very good tool to apply to make the life and process efficiency, and we can decrease waste to improve the quality. And just like the talk from maybe the moderator and Jacob and Peter Lin, and maybe Lean plus AI will be the most popular and most hard issue in the nowadays. No matter just like the RPA, the robot process automation, or just the AMR automatic mobile robot. And from tonight's speech, I learned Lean is a systemic thinking, and we can use that to improve, to do the continuous improvement every day. Just like the Kaizen in the Japan, we learn a lot from them, and we do a lot of the smart hospital, maybe from the hospital to the home care hospital, home hospital. So for me, I learned a lot of just like maybe the ETQC, maybe the CTEQ to make the efficiency just like the E, and to save time just like the T, and improve the quality Q, and C, and reduce cost. So every part is very important for me to build a very powerful mindset. So maybe Lean is a change and to do better, to lead us to a better place, do the value-based care. So for me, I learned to Lean is a culture of the improvement and define the future, maybe our Taiwan's or Asian's hospital tomorrow. This is my part, and maybe we can discuss more later. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Chiu pointed out that incorporate the new technology, the AI, and those robots actually can enhance the patient flow. As I understand that after Dr. Chiu's leading, the Yangmin branch of the Taipei City Hospital is among the best patients' feedback and satisfactory hospitals. Okay, let's move to Professor Ong. Professor Ong is the expert of the industry, engineering, and management in Taiwan. Do you have any comment on tonight's topic?
Yes. Okay, thank you, Dr. Xu. I'm so glad to be invited to join the meeting today. Actually, I came back from US when I studied my PhD degree. Then I came back almost 16 years. When I come back, I will use IE technique in healthcare, especially hospital. I know, so that is the place I know. I met the Dr. Sangang Li and Dr. Xu. And based on my experience, actually 15 years ago, I pointed out that we should say Lean 1.0 to 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 until to 4.0. Why? Because once we talk about the Lean, that means we always say we use compound system of 5S. That's the basic technique we always teach nurse to how to do it. Then in the Lean 2.0, I will say that we need to use some advanced technique. For example, some mathematical modeling. We can use the operational research, or we can use the simulation, that type of technique to simulate a strategy, or we can use the operational model to find an optimal solution for the decision variable. How many nurses, how many doctors we need, then the patient waiting time will be minimized. So that is the 2.0 Lean 2.0 I point out. The 3.0 and the 4.0, that means 3.0, we at that time, I said that we need to embed the statistics data, or we call it big data. Then later on, I also point out that in 4.0, we need to talk about information systems. For example, right now we are always talk about AI or AIoT technique. So 15 years ago, I always point out all the Lean progress that will be currently we talk about digital Lean, or we call the AIoT Lean. So based on the two speakers, I have some opinion. The first one, in the first speaker, the first speaker say that nurses have a good ability. Actually, I agree with his opinion, because I always give some homework for the nurse when they are taking my courses. Then they can do very well in the project. For example, the courses I'm teaching, I call the healthcare resource and process management. For example, I teach them how to use the simulation to simulate the different patient process. So they did very well every 2 years, the classes. For example, last week, they show me that what the new process for the emergency room, and then they can use the simulation, that type technique. So I always say that nurse always better than my IE student, okay? Then the other one, the second speaker, Mr. Lin, said that there is a hospital in Seattle. We call the Wen-Hsin Hospital. Actually, I visited this hospital in 2017. The purpose I went there, I would like to see what's the difference between their Lean Healthcare Center with the team I create in Donghai University. Actually, I find out that one very important thing. Actually, their team that it belong to the hospital. For example, their salary that is issued by the hospital. However, in our the hospital in Taiwan, we always set up to some team that include nurses and doctors. Actually, they are not the engineer from the other area. So in that type of the situation, I would say that nurse or doctor, they to be a coach, and at the same time they are a player. So that they cannot solve the problem very well. So when I come back, actually that time I always had a project with the Taichung General Hospital. So I told my team, we need to think about we belong to the Taichung General Hospital. So we need to spend more effort so we can did very well and solve the problem in the project. Okay, so that is all the feeling and my experience. I hope I can give you the different direction to see what I learned. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ong. Actually, Dr. Ong is one of the pioneers to introduce the patient's flow and the lean concept in the Taiwan Medical Society. He mentioned the Taichung Veterans General Hospital. Myself and Dr. Li Sangang worked. The location is close to the Donghai University, so we work very closely. Dr. Ong actually coached the medical team from Taichung Veteran General Hospital. So we have a long-term collaborations. And one message you discussed that actually among the medical professional nurses, it actually is the most a good partner in terms of learning and then participate in engagement in all the process improvement. So I believe that would be the major drive force to do the lean process. Okay, we have some free time left. So if any other questions you would like to discuss or raise or asking our two keynote speakers. Okay, perhaps I can start with the first question to Mr. Zhang. Mr. Zhang Wen-Hsin discussed that he had engaged many lean process. But you know, when you running the hospital management, one of the major barrier is how to engage the PG physician into the lean and the process improvement, and even to the lean journeys. So in your extensive working experience, how do you engage the physicians to participate as a team member in this lean process?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Xu. When we find out a recent problem in the hospital, and we know who will be the key player in the leader of the physician,
okay.
And we will try to have a staff team to have some data collect, and then form up the same flows people in this patient flow or the service process. And then we know if the doctor can take the lead, the nurse and everybody, and especially when the stakeholder, especially the vice president or the vice superintendent, when they become a most important supporter beside the team. And you will see, especially when we have a midterm presentation. During the midterm presentation, when we have a strong support for this busy physician, and he have the knowledge of lean thinking, then he will very enthusiastic to share their opinion, how can add value, reduce waste. So when from our workshop, I have like the fire. I need to pack the right people to help the right physician. So a good supporting team, also a good nurse team, we pack it, then push the fire of lean thinking and lean process, and keep the fire, what their problem, and some encouragement, some gasoline, oil, then they can be continue their improvement. So we are very fortunate because in the MCH, the doctor, we didn't have any resident, so the doctor have a lot of clinic work. So we use this way to let the physician willing to engage the improvement.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, Jakob, I totally agree with you. My experience actually told me there are three key driving to have the busy physician to join. One is the top leaders involvement. So you have to ask the hospital top leader to involve. And then second, you have to show that when the lean process ongoing, actually let's bring the benefit to the patients. So only the physician understand the final goal, ultimate goal is to the benefit to the patient. He might happy to join. And lastly, we call find out some champion physicians. Means some of the physicians, they have the character actually are interested in the management. So we find those physicians in the middle age levels, physicians. Some of them actually are very interested to join. That's my experience in having them to join and then expand the influence of physicians among the hospitals. Okay, any other question from our panelists? Yes, Dr. Chiu. Yes, please.
Yes, I have a question to Peter. Yes, I have two questions. First, because I know you have 20 years experience for the Lean teaching, and maybe how to break the silo, because we know there are many silos in the hospital. In your experience, how to build a team quickly and break the silo. And the second question is for the new generation, just like we call the Z generation, because the generation gap exists. So how could you find a very good lean leader, the right leader for the right time to do the right thing? And could you share your experience? Thanks.
Yeah, Peter, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Chiu, for such a great question. The first one is easier, I think. Breaking silos in the hospital, as kind of mentioned in my talk, I think the best way is to turn away from our individual self and to look at the patient. Patient is the common divider, or the one holds everybody in place in our healthcare system. If we learn to see the patient from the perspective of patient, and in Lean term, that's the value stream, then it will cross many departments and different job functions. At the end of the day, we need to ask this question: what are we trying to achieve for this customer? If we are failing our customer, then what's the purpose of our existence? So this is a conversation starter. One is to learn to turn everybody to the patient. And I once had the opportunity to work with a physician, and very senior physician, and who think everything is fine. But when I start mapping out the value stream and of the physician who is in a hospital for many days, and I walk him into the conference room to have the poster around the room and to see how the patient is doing. And excuse me for this language, but he said, "What the F are we doing here in this hospital?" Because individually, we think we are all doing fine. But when we start looking at it from the perspective of patient, our service is so broken. It is not because of our heart, because of the system fails people. So we don't, in Lean, we talk about, we don't blame on people, we blame on the process. So we help people to see the importance of redesigning our process. And then this is where we can engage with it. So with that, tied to the question that you asked, in a way, yes, there's different generations, and I have the fortune to work with senior, middle managers or some young leaders. I think at the end of the day, if you have the heart to commit yourself into healthcare, which is not an easy profession, you have a heart for the patient. Otherwise, there's something easier you can do elsewhere. So it's always about what resonates with them, to find out what is on their heart. What do they want to do? What do they want to deliver? And try to connect that to the organization mission or vision, and to see how we can empower them so they can actually fulfill their commitment or their promises that they made to their family or to the patient. So I think I will just end it as what we heard at the beginning, what the chairman say, find out why. The why are we doing this? I think I really like how he started at the beginning of this webinar. We need to find the why for each individual, and to see if we are here for the same reason and for the same goal. And I think that's what the leaders need to spend more time on, coaching the younger generation and try to connect that to the organization vision as well. I'll just stop here, and I don't know who anybody else would like to add more on that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. But I'm afraid we are running out of our times. So before I pass to Dr. Huang Wei-Chun, let me make a brief summary of those two outstanding speeches. Our first speaker, Zhang Wenxin, actually he highlighted the essence of Lean should be on 3P: people, purpose, and process. Actually, his extensive working experience in different hospitals enable him very successfully engage the medical professional working together in the process improvement as well as building values together. And I like the final message he brought to us. That's the power transformation from competence to belief, and then to analytic and team leadership, and then lean agile. So he concluded with so-called coaching upward and link with strategies. Our second speaker, Mr. Peter Lin, actually begin with the definition of Lean, so-called the mindset of continuous improvement. And also Lean is a vehicle that get us from current state to the future state, as well as an innovation process to reduce the waste and reduce the cost while increase the values. So he discussed the 5 principles of Lean, from poor to perfection, to value stream, and finally to the flows. And he also introduced a very interesting theme of Canada BC Children's Hospital using Lean design concept while targeting patient and family centers. So those two very experienced speeches actually brought us the extensive and very informative experience and learning tonight. Thank you. These our 2 speakers, our 3 panelists for their experience sharing and comments. Okay, so let me pass to our chair, Vice Superintendent, Dr. Huang Wei-Chun, please.
Wish you have a nice night. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Okay, thank you for all the attendees. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.